If you're wondering what that noise is,
My dog has entered the room.
Dirge's dog just walked in. Hey, pup, how's it going? So, anyway, continue with what I was saying. Hey, so she walks up right up to Vincent. Is like, and right from the jump goes, "Hey, cuz."
Yeah. Oh God.
Right.
I forgot about that.
And hitting on him like, "Hey, cuz," with that snaggle tooth. I'm like, oh God. I'm like, you lady, you have no riz. No. Stop. Just, hey, cuz.
God, it's like getting flirted with by a chainsaw.
Right.
The perforator.
So again, like just the fact that she's flirting with, and she clearly knows he is her cousin.
Yeah.
They know this. They still form a relationship that turns sexual at some point.
No.
And then, as the movie progresses, Vincent, is looking at Al Pacino's character, the Godfather. He's like, "Oh, I love your daughter," and he's like, "Stay away from her. Stay away." Like, it's dangerous. Like, never mind, you're fucking your own cousin. Like, seriously,
Yeah.
are we just gonna completely gloss over this concept?
Yeah.
That irks the shit out of me. Like, everyone knows that they're cousins. Everyone knows he's the bastard. So I get that, but by blood, they are cousins. And the fact that no one brings it up blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, I feel like if I was in that scene, be like, "Oh, Godfather, I love your daughter. Stay away from her. Why? She's your fucking cousin."
Yeah, I feel that.
Do you want your kids to have web fingers? That's how you get kids with web fingers.
Oh my God.
That's like, oh God, like, it's just like the fact that they completely gloss over that irks the shit out of me. I cannot get over that. Like, it's like, never mind, you are fucking your own cousin.
No.
We're just gonna still have like, no, don't do it. It's dangerous. To who? Your bloodline or the family business? Like, how does no one talk about this? Like, everyone knows they're cousins.
I do agree with that. Even like the fan base doesn't bring it up.
Right.
They will now, but they didn't before.
So Sofia Coppola's acting, and the fact that they're stooping their own cousin, their own bloodline.
Yeah, I do have to say though, I feel like just because of the fact that it's like a Francis Ford Coppola film.
Yeah.
And he like makes wine and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it just gets looked over because of the directorial capacity.
Oh heck yeah!
Because everybody's like, it was like one of the finest films ever directed. And I'm like, honestly though, like so was The Shining, and Stanley Kubrick literally did things incorrectly on purpose to spite Stephen King.
And not only that, but he purposefully, like, mentally and emotionally broke down Shelley Duvall.
Yep.
One, because he didn't think she was right for the part, and two, he wanted to like physically wear her down, so that way she
looked haggard.
Did it to the point where now it mentally destroyed her, and that's why she's not acting anymore.
Yeah, which I will say right now, I actually think Miss Duvall is like so like you had mentioned at one point, like you're attracted to unconventional beauty.
Yes.
I actually think she's adorable. Like she has what I can only describe as, and I feel bad for saying this, but it's the best description that I have. She got them big dumb eyes, and it's adorable.
I was gonna go along the lines of like when she's actually like really dolled up. Like if you see some like for her like still shots,
yeah,
she's actually really pretty. But a lot of times they portray in movies or TV show like they portray her as being. I hate that.
Yeah, I feel that. She's pretty in that olive oil from Popeye kind of way.
Yeah, I thought she was cute in that.
Yeah.
My wife and I watched that a couple years ago, and I'm like, dang, Shelley Duvall is actually pretty cute in this. She was great casting for that role.
I do have to question really quick, though.
Yes.
Robin Williams as Popeye?
Yep.
It was great. It was great.
Phenomenal.
But, like, the movies he was doing at that time, like, he did Hook.
Yeah.
Like, he did Hook. First of all, like, him as Peter Pan, I never would have thought that ever would have happened. Let alone him playing Popeye.
And that's like when he was at the height of his like comedic career too.
Yeah, like And he was a goofy Popeye, but he was also like a serious Popeye. It was weird.
Yeah. I like the scene where you can just definitely tell like when Sweet Pea was just dropped off in front of him.
Yeah.
And he's just talking to this baby. It's just all ad-libbed about him just being cute. It was just so sweet and endearing.
That's true.
The way he's talking to this baby. You can just definitely tell it was not in the script.
Oh, yeah.
He's just baby talk. As Popeye.
Yeah.
And he did a phenomenal job. In that scene, it just was so endearing.
He's an actor who is...
Was.
Well, yeah. I mean, like in present
I
tense...
went dark there for a moment.
In present tense, and then you flash forward to, like, the 2000s, and he's done all of this really goofy stuff. It's like one of the most prolific stand-up comics of all time.
Right.
And he just comes out with this intensity in Good Will Hunting that I've never seen a human being transition over to from a comedic standpoint.
He deserves that Oscar.
And, like, I see stuff like this, and then I'm like, yeah, so Leo DiCaprio definitely needs to start doing comedies. So, like, if he wants to earn stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, because he did something that was, like, unheard of. He came from a world of comedy, and then suddenly he just shows up in Good Will Hunting, and he's, like, a tearjerker the entire film.
Right.
And I'm so jealous of that beard.
I am jealous of that beard, too.
I'm almost annoyed, because, like, I had to sit through, like... Because, like, every line that comes out of his mouth, like, causes some description of heartache, and that was planned out that way.
Right.
But at the same time, he has... Like, I love Christoph Waltz to death, but, man, his beard, he did it better.
Absolutely.
I got to give it to him. Oh, since we're paying homage to people who recently passed away, I did want to shoehorn this in. Mitten Squad, we'll miss you, buddy.
I unfortunately, and I'm not making a joke, I don't know who Mitten Squad is, but I respect your homage.
Yeah,
so
essentially,
I
it's Mitten Squad. If you don't know who he is, definitely look up his videos because his jokes are on point. Essentially, he's a YouTube comedian that plays Bethesda games.
Okay.
And it's, you don't really have to be like a gamer to know that a lot of Bethesda games are kind of broken. But in lieu of God Howard doing the things that he does, he would essentially play games in the Fallout series or games in the Elder Scrolls series with challenges or handicaps.
Yeah.
And people would be like, can you beat Fallout 4 without taking damage?
Okay.
Which is already a feat within itself.
Uh-huh.
Or, even worse, can you beat Skyrim using only a fork?
Jesus.
Like, you do stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the jokes that would come with the annoyances of having to do these things with these restrictions are the reason they're funny. Because his descriptions of things are so on point. I can't even bring one up to, like, say it. You just have to look up Mitten Squad and watch it. Unfortunately, he did develop a drinking problem. He was 27 when he died.
Oh, poor guy.
And I think this was like a week or so ago when this happened. Because I
Okay.
knew he was on hiatus, but I had no idea that he was in the hospital.
Oh, man.
But yeah, he was essentially like he drank his liver to literal heat death.
Well, in that case, rest in peace, sir.
Yeah, but he was a comedic genius.
Okay.
And that man, like, so many jokes. There's so many days where I'm like, I'm either bored out of my mind or I'm like legitimately like just kind of down on myself. And a lot of people have like certain YouTubers that they'll go to just like watch, and it kind of picks their day up.
Yeah.
Mitten was mine. He was one of those guys like I wish I could have hung out with him.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, like I said,
Definitely don't wish to have had a drink with him. I can't keep up with that, but he was just one of those YouTubers that was really funny. But yeah, I wanted to shoehorn that in there since we were talking about intense stuff.
I get it. But I will say, you kind of brought this up earlier. You kind of going back to the premise of this episode with us ruining movies.
Yeah.
You mentioned something that I am 100% on board.
There will be more of these, by the way.
This isn't just the end of it. Like, there's going to be more. But you, sir, I will then turn it to your corner because, again, I said I'm 100% on board with this because I totally agree with you 100%. And it is...
All right. Hallmark. Stop it. Stop it.